And welcome everybody to the second show of the new year, the 12 o'clock show with Mayor Joe. And we have a wonderful special guest that was not originally listed anywhere as our guest. So I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself, as she is brand new to the Reynoldsburg community.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Zingale. I'm the new executive director at the Reynoldsburg Community Center, YMCA. I have been with the YMCA for 20 plus years and have been all around from Illinois to Wisconsin and now in Ohio. Love every minute of it. Come with a lot of experience and a lot of great ideas and a whole bunch of energy, and can't wait to meet everybody.
And in spite of the fact that she's a Packers fan, she's still on my show. Just throwing that out there for you.
Almost didn't make it.
Almost didn't make it. There's some tense moments there. Well, there's obviously a lot of things going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you were recently featured on NBC, just about what's going on with COVID and things
Absolutely.
like that. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your membership rates and attendance and what's going on at the YMCA? So for people that are out there that are either curious about joining or want to check it out, give them a little bit of information.
Absolutely. So COVID has slowed us down a little bit. However, we are actually at 40% of an increase over our highest numbers since COVID. So we're really excited about that. Our scans have been increasing every day, and which means that like every time somebody comes in, it increases every day. If somebody's looking to come in and visit us and do not want the crowds, our busiest time of day is usually that 6, 7, 8, 9 or 6, 7, 8 time frame. But you can come in any other time, and there's plenty of room, plenty of space to spread out.
All right, sounds good. Now, COVID-related precautions are a big thing. I know I've been there a number of times and I've seen what kind of goes on, but obviously with the rise in the Omicron and all of that, what's the YMCA doing to kind of put everybody's minds at ease when that stuff comes up?
Absolutely. So all of our staff wear masks. That's first and foremost. And then also we're constantly cleaning. So we clean all of our touch points, including our weights and our locker rooms and everything like that. And then actually we do a really deep clean in the middle of the day instead of only doing it at the end of the night. And that's really made a huge difference. It keeps everything clean and looking nice. And then what I'm sure everybody has noticed is when you sanitize and sanitize and sanitize, it builds up this nice layer of gunk. And our team is awesome at using 2 different types of cleaners so that they can actually clean off the gunk and then re-sanitize and start all over every day. So
I would say that sounds fun, but not so much. But it's good.
They're awesome.
It's got to put a lot of people at ease, and it's not an easy job at all for them to do that. So we're kind of really in winter. So do you have any big fun classes? Are there any big draws to the YMCA about what's going on right now?
Absolutely. So right now our gymnastics classes are hopping. Our swim lessons are on a waiting list only. We have water exercise and water walking. We have a brand new TRX class that just started this week, and it looked like so much fun. And then, of course, we always have our virtual cycling every day.
That's popular.
It is.
I know that one's always tough. What's TRX? You said that. I didn't know. Is that cross-training?
So it is like a cross-training. It's the TRX straps are the straps that you see that are kind of usually attached to the top of a closet or something like that. And so it's all your body weight using just straps in your body weight, and depending on your angle and the position of where you're at, it really works out different parts of your body, and yet also doesn't put as much strain on certain parts of your body. So if you have problems with your knees or something, you can still do squats without really hurting yourself.
Well, that sounds like a challenge. Now, we all want spring and summer to get here sooner rather than later because, it's just easier to get out, things like that. Aside from swim, which we know is hugely popular, what are some of the fun programs that you have that you're keeping in mind for this spring and summer?
Absolutely. So our spring and summer, we're just starting to move with. We will definitely be offering teen camp again. We're hoping to do maybe some specialty camps with coding and with our cooking kitchen and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited about all of that. But actually on January 31st, we open up our round 2 of winter 2 programming. And so we'll have some new classes, including flag football we're hoping to run, and I don't want to forget it, and soccer lessons.
Oh, there we go.
So, yeah.
So when we do get to swim, we know the outdoor pool, will be open and all that. What's the time frame? Are we still thinking kind of like the usual Memorial Day weekend?
Yep. Okay. That's typically it.
Okay.
So we try to get up and running a little bit earlier, depending on our guard situation, depending on whether, you might see a day early or so, but I would not count on it. Memorial Day weekend is usually our our go-to for that.
All right, you mentioned lifeguarding. I know that last year there was obviously a big dip. There just weren't a lot of lifeguards out there. Are there classes that are being offered? Let's say there's somebody who wants to do it. Like my 19-year-old son, who's a freshman at Ohio State, who's probably not watching, but I'm going to pretend he is. He was on the swim team with Reynoldsburg, and I know that he, every time that he was ready to go through the lifeguarding class, COVID happened, and then it was delayed, and then all this other stuff. But that might be something that he or anybody else would want to participate in for like kind of summer jobs.
Absolutely. So we're always looking for lifeguards. 15 and up is the age range for that. But we try to offer classes about quarterly. We were offering one in January that unfortunately we didn't have enough people signed up for. But moving forward, I'm sure that we're going to be opening up another one coming up this spring. And also, I know that a lot of times people think of lifeguarding as a teen type position, but really we find a lot of success with retirees. A lot of retirees like to come in and lifeguard and earn a little extra cash and get out of the house, and it's kind of a nice opportunity for them too.
All right. Well, hopefully he'll participate for that.
That'd be great.
Now, you got a big event coming up this weekend, so why don't you tell everybody about what's going on this weekend?
Absolutely. So we're having our 2-year celebratory open house. It's on the 15th and 16th from 11 to 4 both days. We'll be holding free sample classes. Our pool will be open. It will have a capacity, so make sure you get there early so that you can get in. And I'd like to remind all parents that if you've got a little one, you need to be in the pool with them. You can't just drop them off and then go to another class. Also, we'll have some community outreach. The Reynoldsburg Police Department and the Truro Township Fire Department will be there to help, greet and meet people. So come on out and check us out. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll
be fun. I know I'm looking forward to popping out there on at least on Saturday, if not Sunday as
absolutely,
well. So.
Absolutely. And it's free to anybody. So you don't have to be a member. Just stop on in.
Oh, that'll be good. Now, we did get a couple of questions just to kind of give you an idea. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. This is from Martha Wright. Martha's asking, we've only been in Ohio since June, so we don't quite understand the YMCA's role for seniors. They know that they're silver sneakers, but they were trying to figure out exactly how does that coordinate with what the Y does or what Y offers for senior citizens. So
absolutely, Martha, that's a great question. We get it a lot, and there's a lot of people who don't understand the gray area of it. Silver sneakers at the Y is literally just your membership. Who pays for your membership? You still get to use the entire building. You're treated just like a regular member at the Y. There's really no difference except for your insurance company helps pay for that membership. We definitely do have Silver Sneakers classes, but we also have other classes that we encourage you to join if you're interested and willing and able. So,
all right, well, hopefully that answers that particular question. We did get one just a little while ago, and I apologize I did not get his name right. He was curious about, I know that they were talking about offering self-defense classes at some point, but COVID scheduling, all of that stuff. Are there any plans to bring any self-defense classes back?
Absolutely. So that was one of our big ideas for moving forward, what we can bring back to the Y. So that is definitely something we're looking at. If you know somebody who likes to teach it, definitely have them get in touch with Justin Belcher at our Y. He's kind of the person who's going to be leading that charge for right now. And we'll see. Hopefully we can get that sooner rather than later.
All right. Well, hopefully that answers that particular question. Do we have any other questions while we're...
Not about the Y, just lots of great comments about all the fun classes. But we do have a question about when is our spring recycling day going to be?
That's a really good question. And actually, we're going to be talking about that.
Is that on your agenda?
Yeah, it's on the agenda to discuss. So I'd love for you to stick around for just a little bit as we kind of go through some things. But if you've got some other places to go...
No, I'm happy to be here.
All right, so, we'll see about that after this meeting. So we've got news on Main Street, folks, but we're going to brace it for a little while. Tonight we have the return of our community commissions. So about a year and a half ago, Council asked to create some community commissions. So different parts of our community that have a specific interest in something can kind of volunteer and help guide what city policies are. So tonight we have the Arts Committee, we have the Beautification, and Welcoming and Diversity. So those are going to be coming up. So arts is easy enough. It's visual arts, musical arts, things like that. How can we integrate more of that into our community? Beautification, then that goes in with our Community Cleanup Day, which is April 23rd, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yep. April 23rd, Community Cleanup Day, which is Earth Day, and so we'll get into that too in just a little bit. But then also, how do we organize a citywide litter program? We did a lot of things in the summer last year. We had different groups go out and actually pick up, litter from different parts of the community. And then we have our welcoming and diversity class. I'm sure you've seen at the YMCA, our community is a very diverse community.
Absolutely.
So what we wanted to do is bring together all the different groups in Reynoldsburg and how can we find better ways to understand where everyone is coming from, have those questions, conversations, and recognize the greatness that is the diversity of Reynoldsburg.
That's fantastic. I love that.
Those are the 3 that are up for tonight. And then in 2 weeks after the next council meeting, we'll have traffic and transportation, which again, we're going to get to a little bit of that in just a minute, as well as military recognition. So those are a couple of our commissions that are out there. We'd love for you to, if you're interested, you don't have to officially join or get sworn in or anything like that. You can just kind of pop in and offer some suggestions and things like that. Maybe you found some things in other communities that you'd like to see in Reynoldsburg. One of the things was talking about actually painting our signal boxes and kind of making them more aesthetically pleasing. We don't have a city flower officially, but we are trying to figure out what we want to do with that. We also apparently don't have a city frog or a city amphibian. We had some fun this week trying to figure out what other cities actually recognize. So we have those. We do, however, have a city gem and a city fossil. So we'll get with those later on. In the meantime, we do have, I do want to recognize that next Monday is Martin Luther King Day, so I do have a proclamation for that. So whereas the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. devoted his life to advancing social justice, equality, and opportunity, and whereas Dr. King, who is felt by most to be the most important voice of the American civil rights movement, believed that we would one day create a world where every woman, man, and child experiences equal opportunity and justice, and whereas the life and work of Dr. King continues to inspire and shape our community, state, and nation, whereas to honor the legacy of Dr. King, Congress passed a bill in 1983 providing for the 3rd Monday of January to be observed as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and President Reagan signed the bill into law. And whereas this day focuses on bringing people together and breaking down barriers that have divided communities and the nation, and whereas in Reynoldsburg, the community will gather at 1 p.m. Monday, January 17th at 2022 to remember and honor Dr. King's legacy. Now, therefore, I, Joe Bagany, the mayor of the city of Reynoldsburg, Ohio, proclaim January 17th, 2022 as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day in Reynoldsburg, and encourage all Reynoldsburg citizens to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy by participating in this observance. If you would like to participate in some activities, we know that we have an opportunity to volunteer at Heart Food Pantry as an option. So while technically some people refer to it as a day off, we're actually considering it a day on. So take that day and actually contribute to some charitable event or things like that. So looking forward to that. As mentioned, we have Earth Day on the 23rd, and that kind of goes along with a couple of things that came up at council this week, as well as information about sustainability. So from the Ohio State University, we have our Reynoldsburg Sustainability Program, and it's a lot of papers, so I'm not going to make you all read it, but it will be posted up on our website in the not too distant future, so you can take a look at this. But we're trying to figure out ways to make us a more sustainable city. Certain things are our responsibility in the city. We were awarded a grant from SWACO to improve our recycling endeavors in our parks, but as well as in our city as well. We are looking at adding EV charging units to different areas for parking. You have 2 at the YMCA.
Absolutely.
So we want to continue on in that. But there's a lot of things that the community can do, including a great public program to deal with some of the litter and trash, specifically those single-use plastic bags that are out there that council had talked about. So we are working on that, and I want to appreciate the input so far from a couple of our residents. Arlie Owens from the Ohio Recycling Coalition, and Kirk Helio, who's recently retired, probably not so recently retired anymore, but recently retired from the Franklin County Soil and Water Program. So we're interested in that. If you're interested in this specifically and helping with the sustainability program, or you're interested in initiatives that can help our city be a little bit more green, a little bit more sustainable, again, please reach out. Technically, it would fall under one of the beautification committees, but you can pretty much just give us a call and we'll figure out something that we can get you on for something like that. So
very nice.
We also have some news about Main Street. So brace yourself, folks. We said it was coming. AEP is going to be here. You'll probably see them out today. They are doing some striping to kind of alter the traffic flow a little bit. So by Monday at the latest, and they may sneak it in by Friday depending on the weather, but by Monday at the latest, eastbound traffic on Main Street will be limited to 1 lane from basically right past Davidson as you're getting close to Lancaster, all the way past Jackson. And it's going to be like that for a long time. For a long time. So, let's aim for, hopefully it will be done by Labor Day. Let's just kind of go with that. A lot of that depends on the materials, which a number of them have been dropped off, but it's also about the time of construction. It's also about weather and all of that. But this is ultimately, this is what I refer to as, you have to break a couple eggs to make an omelet. So it's going to be rough for a little while, but ultimately this is going to be a good thing for the downtown area in Reynoldsburg. So we will be putting traffic markers out within the next 24 hours. Again, we were just notified this morning about how quickly this is coming about. We knew it was coming, we just didn't know when. But we'll put it out on the website and social media over the course of the next 24 hours. So map it, change your routes accordingly, or make peace with the fact that you're going to be sitting in traffic for a while, especially at those busy times. So sure, we have no questions on that. So I'm going to move on. We have our 2022 preview, again, talking about a couple of things. We have our State of the City event on Wednesday, February 9th at 7 p.m. here at City Hall. Basically, we're tentatively calling it Building the Future, because we've done a lot of things to set a great foundation in the city of Reynoldsburg. Now we're going to continue to build towards that future, and I have a sneak peek of some of that future right here that I'm going to make you wait for. We also have our community guide that is going to be coming out. It's a one-stop information resource for the city of Reynoldsburg. So it's going to be something that will be hopefully mailed out by the end of this, get out into the mailboxes the end of this month. But it's going to have information about who you contact for different city services, who you can contact for services for Franklin County as well, if there's something that you're needing in that area of expertise. So a lot of good information out there. So we hope to get that out. We are going to have some multiple language offers as well. So online, you'll be able to access it in different languages. And then we'll see about what we can do about printing some additional as well. Again, to embrace that diversity that we have here.
Very nice.
We do hopefully, we'll have our Parks and Recreation update for City Council here, probably the first meeting of February. As you know, that we've started looking at redesigning Civic Park. So we're going to get a lot of that information in, and we'll have our engineering company to come in and talk about what they found, what work is needed to make it the park that we all know we want it to be. And then most importantly, how much, how long, what's going to come first, that type of thing. So we look forward to presenting that to council, hopefully sometime in February. If you hadn't noticed, today's trash day, and so's tomorrow. So make sure you have your trash out, but only put it out on the right day. If you really want to be safe, I guess put it out today, and then you're good for the next couple of days. But trash is out there. If you have questions, the quickest thing to do is to call local waste directly, and they will go ahead and take care of the issues that are out there. Also want to make sure that you remember that if you have plastic bags, if you can put them in your in the container that was either provided to you or containers on your own, that would be great. If you leave them out, it tends to attract critters, so you never know if they're going to go ahead and kind of dig through your trash in that regard. So kind of keep that in mind and keep that as contained as possible, help alleviate some of those litter issues. But if you have any other concerns about local waste, feel free and give us a call here. We'll see what we can to help out with any concerns that you may have. And then we'll get to development here in just a second. Any questions, any comments?
We did have a question, not about Main Street, luckily for you, but it was about the Y. It says, I'm aware that you currently have a shortage of lifeguards. This has caused you to close the pool daily from 1 to 4 p.m. When can we expect these hours to be reinstated?
We would love those hours to be reinstated as soon as we get some lifeguards who can work during the day. And that's where I talked about seniors and retirees being great lifeguards. Having that daytime availability. Right now, most of our lifeguards are in high school. And so, we would much rather them be in school than be at our pool at the moment. But come summer, we got them right back.
I'm pretty sure that they would much rather be at the pool than at school. Just saying. That's a good question, though. I know that that's something that's there. So if you know anybody who's interested in being a lifeguard, send them there. Send them to the Wise Way. I'm sure they'll figure something out for it.
If our branch doesn't have a class, there's probably another branch that will, so we can get it moving fast. Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it for right now.
All right. So the moment a lot of you have been waiting for, the moment that I know I've been waiting for quite some time, the reveal of what will ultimately be replacing the former Happy Dragon. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this. There's a reason why the city decided to do this. We wanted to kind of control our own destiny. We wanted to make sure that we try and find ways to bring certain amenities to Reynoldsburg, some quality of life things that might be lacking in our city. That's why we work with the Center Ice Foundation for what hopefully will be a great facility out a little bit further east. But we had the opportunity to purchase this property because we felt that given its location, it would be a great centerpiece to kind of kick off everything that is great about Old Town. The comprehensive master plan that was done in 2018 did talk about making it a more walkable, more boutique restaurant, boutique shopping experience in the Old Town area. And the only way that we can kind of, I don't want to say guarantee, but the only thing we can do as much as we can to guarantee that we get that type of an environment is for the city to kind of take it into our own hands and make it an investment into our future. So that's why we did it. We are going to get a return on this. Not only is the city going to be compensated for it, but, obviously the revenue that it'll generate will be part of it. But most importantly, in all things, it's going to be what it offers the community. So, she's already seen him, so she knows. That's what you get when you get to show up. So, without further delay, the new Happy Dragon. So what you see here are a couple of building complexes. There's going to be ice cream, coffee shop. There's going to be some restaurant space. You can see that there's patio area for seating and dining. There will also be event space in here. There will be parking in the back section of it behind, which you can't see, which again is part of our comprehensive master plan. You will have through access, so you can get through and park here and still go to Prost or Tempe Taco, or park here and walk across the street to Vic's or 1883 Locale. Lots of different opportunities for that. I'm just going to show you one other picture before it gets out, before we put it out for review at Planning Commission in February. This is just kind of a better view of that patio seating area. So again, kind of matching what we're looking at in our Old Town area. So I'm very excited about that. If you want to take a look at there.
Absolutely. That's really cool.
One of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that whatever went in there is not going to be competitive with some of the great establishments that we have. Prost, Tempe Taco, and Vic's are just to name a few. So we didn't want to put in a Mexican restaurant. We didn't want to put in, a brew house and things like that. We wanted to kind of expand it and make it accessible for everybody. We'll know exactly who the tenants are in each of these locations as we get a little bit further along in the process, but basically a lot of them are up and coming places. It's not going to be a Starbucks. It's going to be kind of a local organic grown type of coffee house.
Nice.
And local ice cream and things of that nature, something that it's not necessarily been seen in suburban communities, things like that. So that's what we're looking forward to do. You'll start to see a purchase agreement hopefully up on the next council agenda, or the first one in February as well. But we're very excited about this. Now we're going through the really hard part, which is getting all the engineering review to make sure that it meets all the things that we need to do, especially with the stormwater concerns and things like that. So it's going to take a couple of weeks, but we hope to have that again on that Planning Commission window in the first week of February. So I'm thrilled. Tribune Development has done a great job and has kind of given us what we were looking for in that area. It's going to be exciting. They're hoping to begin construction this spring, so we're talking probably March. And then at that point in time, hopefully get it done. Maybe, I don't think so, maybe we can get it done before Christmas on the town this year. We'll just have to wait and see. If not, it'll be the weekend after, so you can have ice cream, right around the same time that, Santa Claus is coming back to town. So really happy about that. I hope that you are too. Again, we'll have many more pictures and many more things that we'll talk about what's going in there. But again, with all things, if you want the true and accurate information and the most up-to-date, right here's where you're going to be. This is the best place for it. It's not going to be a parking lot, though I still think we should call the entire facility the parking lot. But we'll see how that one fits with everything. All right, so any questions yet?
I want to know if you could give me details about the PNC area.
Yep, PNC, we're working on that one hard actually at the same time. There's a lot of different things that we're looking at in there, but again, very similar to what we've talked about. There'll be some sort of a restaurant retail option, office space facilities, things like that. Small business promote growth. It's economic drivers, things of that nature. A lot of it depends on which developer is looking to go for it first. We have a couple of competing things and we're waiting on some submissions for them, but our goal is to get that taken care of. Hopefully see some movement on that and maybe even construction this summer. So that is the goal with that. Same thing with the Moyer piece. So those two kind of are intertwined. They're not connected necessarily, but the piece across the way, we'd love to be able to have it where you have some sort of parking facility on the PNC side, and then you can walk across the pedestrian bridge to get into Old Town. So you don't necessarily have to walk on Main Street, but you can if you want to, but just a little bit way to provide additional access so that way more people can enjoy in the Old Town area and all of that.
I have another question. It says, will the city own these buildings, or is the area being sold to a developer?
The area is being sold. We're not going to, this is going to be there. There'll be public infrastructure, so there'll be public access parking all the way through, but no, the city is not going to, we're not in the business of being landlords necessarily. We are going to be selling these properties so that way they will be developed. But the nice thing about it is to put what's on there, they have to get it through us more or less. And so that's why we have that ability when I say control our destinies. We want to make sure that this is exactly what goes in. And these are some of the things that the community is looking for, that coffee shop, that ice cream, things like that.
Somebody wants to know, can you hold up the picture again real quick?
Yeah, sure. Here, we're technologically perfect, aren't we? I can stand up and hold a picture in front of a camera. All right.
All right.
There we go.
There we go.
So I think it looks good. I think it's going to be great. Obviously, stay tuned here every week. I'm sure we'll be talking about it. It'll be a great thing to see for the city of Reynoldsburg. We also have our Martin Luther King Day celebration, again, January 17th, right here at 1 p.m. at City Hall with special guest speaker Dr. Sierra Austin King. So we're looking forward to that. And it's never too early to kind of think about Valentine's Day, everybody. The Reynoldsburg Community Association Valentine's Day dinner is coming up soon. It will be Saturday, February 5th from 5 to 8 at Messiah Lutheran Church. It's $8 for adults, $5 for children, 6 to 12, and free for 5 and under. It's a great thing to go to. Spaghetti's really good. It's a fun community environment and all of that. So we're really looking forward to coming. I've been doing this for a number of years. So looking forward to that one. If you're interested, tickets are on sale now, and you can call Chuck Cochran at 614-580-7218, and I'm sure he will pick up. Operators are standing by, but he'll go ahead and take care of your tickets for that one. It goes for a really good cause. It actually generates money for the 4th of July parade. It generates money for the Halloween Community Festival. It also goes to money for the International Festival. That's a new event that the Community Association is working with this year. So it's money to go from them. So kudos to the Reynoldsburg Community Association for all their involvement. And we love partnering with you. Let's keep that growing. So we enjoy that. Any other questions, comments?
Nope.
All right. I'm sure if you do have questions later on, I'm sure I'll peek up on there and answer anything that we can for it. If you have questions about the YMCA, obviously calling, or you know what, why don't you just show up this weekend between, starting around 11 o'clock.
Absolutely.
And then you can see firsthand what it's all about. We do have our next fireside chat, our 12 o'clock show with Mayor Joe, next Wednesday with a brand new guest who's never been on. Reynoldsburg Assistant City Attorney Darren Least will be joining us. I know he's looking forward to it. He's going to be a great time talking about his role in the city attorney's office and some of the initiatives that he's got going out of there. With that, again, closing remarks, again, be safe, be respectful, be nice to everybody, and as always, please put your shopping carts away. There's no snow on the ground right now, and there doesn't seem to be for some time, so it's not that hard to put your shopping carts away. We appreciate it. Again, special thanks to you for coming in today.
So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. It was great. Everybody else have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.